you are. Your old buddy Kev here down at the river. Just down here looking in the big pine there across the way, see if the eagle's up. Sometimes the eagle sits up there in the pine and watches the mouth of the brook here, looking for a big trout to take a hold of him or something there. Water's coming down a little bit there. You know, it was up there a long ways. It was up right to here there after that big old tropical storm Lee came through there a few weeks ago. Then we had that big rain on the weekend. They come up again. Yes, sir. Yep, old Lee brought her up about 12 feet on the gauge downriver there. 12-foot mark. Yes, sir. Back in 10 there, it was up around the 15-foot mark there downriver. And there was camps and houses floating down the river that time, but it wasn't quite that high this time. Not this time, no, sir. Oh, ain't that ever good? Look at them leaves there. Oh, another 10, 12 days we'll be in the deer season there. You know, talking about benchmarks there for the water levels and stuff there, you know, we got benchmarks for them old square tails there. A 20-inch brook trout, 40-inch salmon there, 1,000-pound moose, and 200-pound buck. Oh, those are pretty much the benchmarks that people have set. Everybody's a little different, but those are the ones. Just want to take a minute and talk to you about something there. I promised you a few surprises there, and we had a couple, but this is the last one before deer season is going to roll out for you there. You get a 200-pound plus buck, and you got something there. So the big Kedron buck team, we're going to recognize your accomplishments. You get a 200-pound plus buck. Yes, sir. And look what we're going to give you right there. You see that right there? That right there is the BKB Smasher Patch. Can you see that right there? Ain't that ever good? Ain't that ever good? 200 pounds plus BKB Smasher Patch. You put that right there on your jacket there. Oh, I'm telling you. No charge for that. No, there's a small administration fee there, $10. $10. Canadian Tire money at par. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. Look at that right there. Ain't that ever good? Yep. You gotta... Yeah, I know. Yeah, some of you fellows, you shot friggin' 200-pound bucks years and years ago or last year, whenever. That's great. That's great. But this is only for 2023 and down the road there for future hunts. We're not giving these out for bucks from last year or 20 years ago or whatever there. I know. Yes, sir. And this is boots on the ground hunting there. There's going to be no tree stands, no drive-by shootings, none of that happy horse shit. And don't even get me started on the B word, because big Kedron buck team, the only thing we feed our deer is lead. I'm telling you. So you get that big old smasher there, and you get a picture taken of him on the scales there. It's 198-pound buck. That's a nice buck, but that ain't gonna get you the patch. 200 pounds or better. That's right. And don't be putting your thumb on the scale either there. I'm telling you. So you get your picture taken with that big old smasher on the scales there, and you get your 2023 license matched up with the tag on that buck, so we know it's not your buddy's friggin' deer or one you saw getting registered and weighed there. It's got to be yours, got your name on it, and has it all right on there. Yes, sir. And then you can post your story on the Friends of the Trail site there, and maybe we'll even get you on a future podcast there. Won't that be good? I'm telling you. Yes, sir. Look at that right there. You'd be proud of that, wouldn't you? Yes, sir. I'd be proud of that, too. I hope to get one someday. Yes, sir. Ain't they ever good? Remember, the thicker the quicker, and the wetter the better. Yes, sir. Ain't they ever good?